So Mark Carney's going to replace Justin Trudeau. And Trudeau's gone, so the problems are over. Doug Ford is a liberal conservative. And Canada is still under censorship. Canadian news is still banned from all social medias. We are still under extreme censorship, World War II censorship by the liberal government. So the United States is getting all of Canada's political news, but Canadian citizens are being denied access to their political news. This is one fucked up country right now. I don't know how anybody could swear allegiance to such a crockery. Believe me, I had allegiance like everybody else, you know. I would shed my blood for that flag. Drape myself in that flag. And it burned every inch of my body. I could no longer drape myself in that flag. What they're doing to us all is wrong. It is oppression. Capitalist, state-controlled communism mixed with a little fascism. They think they're Benito Mussolini mixed with Hitler as a child. Canada, make no mistake, you are oppressed. You are living in enforced poverty. When you succeed in life, oh, I didn't make 40,000 this year, I made 100. Good, now we're taking 30%. What do you mean? So 30% for taxation, 30% for taxation at the till. I mean, I'm going home with $20,000. That just made 40. Or sorry, I'm going home with 20,000 and then just made 100. What the fuck is going on? Oh, when I made 40,000, I didn't have to pay tax like that. I got to take my money home. When I succeeded, you took it all. This government is fucked. They are oppressing us. In today's day and age, we are oppressed as a nation, prisoners of the Liberal Party of Canada, the victims to the political ideology of this government. As a person who suffered a disabling, catastrophic injury, landing me on disability, I was told that I could work ahead and get ahead in life if I could get my shit together enough to work. I'm fucking brain injured. What do you mean? Okay, so I take up art because it's all I got left, my creativity. I make money, and they say, we're taking it all for taxes. You owe it to us. And I go home with less money than I had when I was on the system. They took more money than I got from being on the system for a year. They took more money than a year worth of financial support from ODSP. They took 1 year's worth of pension in one taxation. Took the entire 30% profit margin. The Canadian government knows that the profit margin for a self-employed individual is about 30%. So they set their tax at 28. How can you not know that you are living in an oppressive communist fascist state? I'm being dead serious. People on ODSP are told to aspire, to struggle, to get ahead, to work, to try, and we'll compensate you. Get a job. We'll give you $100 extra on your check. So you get a job. They put 100 extra on your check. As soon as you make over $500, they take everything back, dollar for dollar. When you were put onto this disability pension, you had to sign a piece of paper saying that if I won the lottery, inherited money, was given a house, I would have to sell everything to pay back the debt I owe to this government. Yet, when I was working and paying taxes, they told me that these taxes are so that if something happens to you, you can receive a disability pension through ODSP, which you've paid in through taxation. But now you're telling everybody that's disabled that gets it, if they ever have any crack of light in their life, they have to call you, tell you about the money, and give it up. And continue to live in that program $1,500 a month way of life in a $5,000 a month world. People on Ontario Disability Support Program who are truly disabled are 100% oppressed disabled individuals. If they find an ability that they can attach themselves to get ahead in life, this system that's been carrying them is set up so that it kicks the chair out from underneath you. It's just the way it is. As a self-employed person who pays that $30,000 in taxes, but you're not eligible for self-employed employment insurance. No, you don't get employment insurance, you're self-employed. Oh, you employed your kids. Well, your kids aren't eligible for unemployment either because they work for you, your family. How can you not see that our government is intentionally not just oppressing ODSP, but is 100% oppressed the self-employed individual and discouraged and made it impossible for them to break through that glass ceiling like these politicians are, every one of them. They get a $200,000 a year job, and 3 years later they're worth $100 million. What the fuck is going on? Well, we go with nothing. That's not even touching my connective history to the land. I could go on for hours about that, but it would seem odd to you because I am the wrong color for you to listen to. Again, oppressed by race, oppressed by culture, oppressed by finance, oppressed by general way of life and activity of money making. You can't do that. Well, in Canada we don't allow that. Oh, but you allow government censorship. You allow government seizure of personal fundings for public gatherings that aren't in the favor of the government. We have had every form of oppression legalized and stacked against us in the last 9 years that is out there, outside of forcing us to take ammonia showers, forcing us to take showers in water with chlorinated water, and then give us a bar of ammoniated soap. I mean, that was the gas chamber, right? Nobody knew they were going to the gas chamber. They were going to take showers in heavily chlorinated water, and they were given ammoniated soap. So washing, and the ammonia chlorine gas killed them. If they could get away with that, they would. This government has never been so criminal in Canadian history. Doug Ford honestly should be running for Liberals. His entire ideology is liberal. His way of life and opinion about society is liberal. You're all my peasants, you know? You want money? Get a fucking job. Go sell drugs. Oh no, don't sell drugs. We'll come and get you. We're coming down on you. My years of drug dealing was the last. Doug Ford. No. Whatever we do to head, they take it away. Native American people I'll play a video for you later. It's Russell Means talking about how Native American peoples were forced into economic suffocation. Everything was taken away from our people. And then we got into the cattle business and we became wealthier than the Americans. And again, we were oppressed from that. Then we got into a different business, fishing and trading and stuff, and we succeeded and became multi-wealthy. And again, we were oppressed from that. And we remained in that oppression through the 1900s up until about 1980. And in 1980, everybody talks about how America got tobacco from the Native Americans. Really? Now you're going to come and tell us that we didn't traditionally grow tobacco, right? So Native America started growing tobacco again, producing our own cigarettes. M1 Tobacco, Mohawk cigarettes out of New York, out of Six Nations. Yes, they started making money for Native American people, bringing them up, rising them out of a deficit or impoveritization. And as soon as the government realized that Native American people were lifting themselves back out of poverty, putting money in their pocket, becoming well established and respected again, being able to afford attorneys, what did they do? And we're going to come in and we're going to make it illegal to sell cigarettes for Native American people, to sell cigarettes to non-indigenous people. That is an oppression, a law that was created with no other intent than to make this nation become poor, to keep your power and statehood over them, to keep them oppressed as your subservient other that is dependent on your government for life itself. That's what the government has done to all nations, taken away everything that you knew as a sustenance way of life from all nations, and given you nothing in return. Yeah, you can remember what you used to do. Think about it. Yeah. But hey, we caught you selling cigarettes. So what? Give me my 2 weeks. Fuck off. Oh no. It's not 2 weeks in jail. We're gonna give you. The difference is, our government taxation is $3 on every cigarette. No, you pay $21 a pack. Right? There's 20 cigarettes in a pack. 25. So you're paying $1 a smoke. 80 cents of that is tax. You're paying $5 for native smokes. It's 25 cents a cigarette, 20 cents a cigarette. So what was the government's solution? They should not have come in and penalized anybody. First off, because they don't govern our people. Secondarily, they turned around and said, we're going to give you jail time, plus you got to pay the government the taxes that you stole from the government. You stole the taxes from the government by selling cigarettes without taxation. And so we're going to pay you 75 cents for every cigarette in your possession. Now, this guy has 1,000 cartons. 200 cigarettes in a carton. He has 200,000 cigarettes. Times $1 tax for each cigarette. $200,000. The man will be in debt for the rest of his life to the government. And they're okay with that. You don't have to pay it back. You just remain in debt to us. Because now we got you by the short and curlies. Make no mistake. It's not just the liberal, the Green, the Democratic, and even the Doug Ford liberal conservatives are out to put us into absolute oppression. What you don't realize is we're already there. This is your last chance election. This will be the last prime minister, much like the last president. We've been oppressed for 700 years. Irish, Native American, doesn't fucking matter. French. In this nation, we have been oppressed for 700 years. When you gonna give it up? When you gonna give it up? The governing body of Canada should be shifted back to the Indigenous peoples of Canada, to the Algonquin tribal peoples of Canada. And that is who the government of Canada should be getting the okay from. Not just forcing these people to live in a concentrated area and then stealing all of this nation's natural resources without compensating anybody for a thing. This is an invasion, an occupation, and an oppression of all Canadian people. I would burn that flag before I would wrap myself in it again. Canada is a fraud all the way around.